Saying F it is the new black. Here on That Bitch is Positive, we don't stumble into portals. No, we don't tiptoe. We don't whisper. We say F it. And we walk on through with our head up high and our shoulders back, sparkling in all of our glory. In this episode, we are going to discuss how saying F it is the most feminine thing you can do. I'm so tired. I'm so bored of dating gurus, of feminine coaches telling you how to be feminine. There is not any action on the planet that will make you feminine. It's an energy. It's an embodiment, dressing a certain way, talking a certain way. Hello, hi, that's performance. What are we talking about? The feminine could not be further from performance, yet everyone wants to tell you in order to be feminine, you have to be, do, act a certain way. I say yawn. I say that's tired. I say that's old paradigm. I say not in it. In fact, I say F it. Yeah. This is the episode where you realize how F it, it's not really about rebellion. It's the energetic permission slip you need to give yourself to be in all of your glory. It's a frequency. It's a code. It's an embodiment. It's a portal. And it's the most beautiful way to step into your feminine energy. What's up, positive bitches? How are you doing today? If you're hearing this episode, then you are meant to be here. So keep listening on That Bitches Positive podcast. Sometimes we will laugh. Other times, baby, we're going to cry. But on this podcast, we always walk away feeling our most empowered positive bitch self. That is babe in true connection with herself, himself, or human self. I don't care if you identify as a cucumber. If you want to step into your power, this is a place you're going to do it. On this podcast, we unbecome who we are not so we can fully step into exactly who we came here to be. The energy behind F it is the most liberating possible energy you can step into. F it is the moment where your nervous system stops negotiating with fear. Think about when you're in your ego. Should I do A or should I do B? Should I go back or should I go forward? When you just say F it, I'm deciding this and I'm not looking back because I'm not going to turn into a pillar of salt. Hashtag Lot's wife. Hashtag no. Not today, Satan. When you just say F it, you give yourself permission to do the thing you actually want to do. Think about when you're asking everyone for advice. What should I do? What should I do? You know what you want to do. So just say F it and go do what it is you truly desire to do. Because when you desire something and you give yourself permission to actually expand into it, you get energetic upgrades. There's a reason why you are magnetized towards that specific place at a specific time. I just had a beautiful lunch. And while I was there, someone saw my book and mentioned, you know what? You should do seminars here. You should do events here. Then I went to go see condos. I ended up literally meeting another human being while I was looking at condos, and then they looked at the condos with us. When you just say F it and you grant yourself permission, you also grant the divine permission to work on your behalf and flood you with miracles, high vibrational experiences. When you say F it, it's when your ego shuts up and your soul can grab the wheel. When you say F it, you give yourself permission to go into your divine feminine energy. You're acting from your heart instead of your head. You don't have to know everything in order to just take the next step. You do not have to see 50 steps in front of you in order to just put one foot in front of the other. Saying F it, that frequency is a frequency of non-resistance, of miracles, of divine permission. In that instant, your energy stops leaking into what ifs and collapses into the now, into the here. I want to put a side note. F it is not carelessness. It's not saying F it and then making dumb decisions. Hello. It is the ultimate divine surrender. We're not saying F it. I'm going to text my ex. I'm going to drink a bottle of vodka. No. That's you just making dumb decisions. You know the difference. I don't need to be here to tell you it. I'm talking about, which you already know, when you want to start that business, but you're afraid to post. When you want to try a new workout class, but you're afraid to go. When you want to talk to someone because you just feel pulled towards them, but you are afraid to get up. In those moments when you know, oh, I'm just meant to do this, I'm meant to do this, I'm meant to do this. I'm talking about when your intuition is speaking to you, not fleeting feelings of regret and nostalgia. So clock the difference. Effort is a portal. Portals open when your internal state shifts in a very distinct and sharp way. Effort flips you from your ego into your intuition, your head into your heart, your masculine into your feminine. You're not trying to understand how everything's going to unfold. You're giving yourself permission to go after what it is you truly want. It collapses timelines. It collapses overthinking loops. We are about to enter into 2026. We can no longer live from our head. We can no longer live in these hamster wheels that just lead us back into the same place in which we begun. If you are ready to quantum leap, if you are ready to take back your power, book a one-on-one session with me. You can DM me now on Instagram at vibinwithcece. The link will always be in the show notes. Let me point out to you your own blind spots. Let me help you get back home to your true essence. Let me empower you to become your most magnetic self. If you're not ready for one-on-one, you can also get an on-demand 10-minute energy reading by moi. Just DM me and I will give you all the details. If you are more of a reader, then you can get my book, Show Up as Her. And if you want a course, get the Shadow Alchemy course. Again, all the links are in the show notes. Saying effort puts you into your true power frequency. I'm talking about directiveness, receptivity, magnetism, feminine energy. You stop broadcasting doubt. You stop leaking energy and you start broadcasting, I know who I am and I'm going to go after it. I know what I want and I'm going to go after it. I'm not going to sit around. I'm not waiting for someone to tell me where to go. I am the captain of my own ship. And yes, I know that there is a current of the ocean. I know I am a co-creator with the divine. And as much as I can steer my ship, there's always going to be a divine storm or a divine reroute. That's all fine and dandy. But when I say F it, I'm going to steer this ship where I want. When I say F it, I'm giving myself permission to create. The vagus nerve literally relaxes when you make a decision that's aligned with your frequency, because you finally are saying to yourself, I'm going to live in alignment. Your vagus nerve, which is responsible for either sending out SOS signals to your whole entire body or peace signals to your whole entire body. Your vagus nerve relaxes when you make a decision that's aligned with not only your frequency, but your intuition. Because instead of you fighting against what it is you truly want, you are creating harmony in the body. Why do you think so many people have autoimmune? Why do you think the body is literally fighting itself? Because you're not living in alignment with your frequency and your intuition. You're fighting against it. You're trying to live from your head instead of your heart. When you say F it and you decide the decision, the choice that you actually want, your brain is allowed to exit threat mode and it enters creation mode. Your organs work better. You digest better. Your body enters into a harmonious state. You create neural pathways of, I trust myself. I've really been working on trusting the desires of my heart, because in the past, I thought, keyword thought, I wanted someone, thought I liked someone, thought, and then I thought that they were a threat and I would jump ship before they could ever jump ship. But now, when I'm dating, when I'm creating, when I'm even figuring out where do I want to live permanently, I am not living from my head. I'm saying F it. I'm going to live from my heart. It doesn't need to make perfect sense. It needs to just feel right to me now. I have been working on trusting my heart's desires, because in the past, I would override my heart's desires and try to go with what I thought was right. And where did that lead me but to disappointment? Where did that lead me but to more confusion and chaos? Where did that lead me but to dating people who are narcissistic? I had to learn over and over and over. Not all that glitters is gold. I had to learn over and over and over that what I think is best is not always correct, that my ceiling is the divine's floor, that living from my head is never going to get me what I want, because I need to give myself permission to live from my heart. Energetically, when you say F it, you're telling yourself, I trust myself to not have all the dots connected, to not know how everything's going to unfold, to not know every single nook and cranny and the whole entire picture. But I trust myself enough to just follow what I feel is right. And it's scary. It's scary to not understand where you're going, but to go in that direction anyway. It's scary to not understand the ending of the story, but just start writing anyway. It's scary to just say, F it. But you know what's so much scarier? Trying to do the same thing over and over and over again and getting the same result until you go crazy. Hello, I've already done that. Don't try it. I already did it. I already did it. Okay? You don't need to do it. I already did it and it sucked. Don't do it. Energetically, decisive action signals to the universe, I'm ready for more. Move. Remold. Let me have what I want. When you say, I'm going to show up and I'm going to be bold and I'm going to be decisive and I'm saying F it and I'm going after what I truly want, the universe will bend to your will in ways you cannot imagine. I've been taking risks lately. I've been, even just the way I create my TikToks, just creating whenever I want, wherever I want. I have been moving a lot of things around in my daily routine, switching up where I go, when I go. I have been making more human-to-human connections, just going out on a limb, saying hello. And wow, do I feel so in alignment, so free. F it. What is that code? It's coherence, it's courage, and clarity. The 3 C's plus a CC. It's coherence, courage, and clarity. When you say F it, and you finally leave the person you know is misaligned, you make room for someone who is aligned with you. Right after I end something with someone, I kid you not, the same day someone else will text me and it's like God is giving me that divine wink. Don't worry, Cece, there's always another person. There's always another fish in the sea. And because you just trusted yourself, even though you don't know where you're going, I'm going to show you that you can also trust me. When you just say F it and you launch a product. When I finally stopped caring about what people were going to think of me and I just posted my first TikTok, look at where it got me. There was no way I could know it was going to turn into a career. There was no way I would know that it was going to land me a book deal. There was no way I could have known that it would have led me today having lunch on the water, talking about different business opportunities, creating my own seminars. There was no possible conceivable way I could have seen any of that. But I said, F it. I trusted my heart's desire in that moment and look at where it got me. It's going to get you where you want to go. Saying F it and choosing high self-esteem, self-worth, high confidence, what will that gift you? Better opportunities, better people, better alignment. Saying F it and booking the flight, the session, the event, it opens you up to a plethora of new opportunities. You know what this timeline, this reality costs you because all of your actions, the sum of your actions, that's the payment for this reality. If you want a different reality, baby, you got to pay up with different actions, different thoughts, different intentions, different decisions. F it opens you up to higher vibrational timelines because you give yourself permission to think different, to act different, to feel different, to decide different, to be different. Every quantum leap in your life, if you actually go back and you think about what was the energy I was in, what did I do in that moment? I bet you there was a moment where you said F it, decided differently until you got a different outcome. Most people are so afraid of the F it embodiment, to the F it portal, because their identity is addicted to fear. They rather stay comfortable, but I know if you're listening to this right now, you are not like most people. You don't fear change or opportunity or your power. You fear mediocrity, staying the same, never shifting, never changing, never getting your true heart's desires. Make that moment where you get nervous, where you're saying, I don't know, I want it, but I don't know, make that a green light instead of a red light. What if the opportunities you want, even if they're new, even if they're different, what if they were green lights instead of red lights and you went for them? How differently may you feel? How much better may you attract? Most people, they want guarantee instead of having faith. And look around. Yeah, keep looking. Yeah, keep looking. Do you want to be like most people? Do you want to exist in the frequency they exist within, or do you want more? Tell me. I want to hear you tell me. Tell me what you want. Do you want more? Then say it. I want more. I want more for my life. And so I'm going to decide to get more. Great. Now scream it in your car, on a mountaintop, in your apartment, in your house, outside. I don't care. In the gym. Scream it to the universe. I want more. I'm ready for more. I want more and I'm ready for more. So you better mold to my desire. You better give me what I want because I'm not going to accept anything less. You have to be courageous enough. You have to say F it in order to actually get more. And I just had this conversation last night. Most people are not willing to ask for more, so they don't get more. But you, as a positive bitch, you are courageous enough, bold enough to say F it and to ask for more. Most people don't trust themselves to hold more, but you're ready for more. You know this is not your first incarnation. You know this is not your first rodeo. This is a lifetime where you get everything you want and more. This is a lifetime where you trust yourself. This is a lifetime where you go out on a limb and you actually get all you desire. Your old self may want to stay alive, but guess what? Your new timeline requires that identity to die. So let it die. The only thing we're bringing into this next season is F it. There we go. Your new timeline, it's only accessible through this F it frequency. F it is the feminine collapse into just wholeness, into truth, into messiness. Let yourself be messy. Give yourself some grace. This is the first time you're being you in this moment, okay? It's when the divine feminine stops performing, okay? And she finally chooses alignment over performance. Ooh, what a concept. I'm so tired of seeing people who are unwell be coaches online. These dating coaches are teaching you transactional love, tit for tat, keeping score. That's not love. Treating someone like an ATM, that's not love. And I just said this today. You think you're marrying for money? Guess who your actual boss is? Baby girl, you'll be working for the rest of your life. Your boss is just sleeping next to you. Love is not something to be transactional. It is not tit for tat. It is not something you can keep score in unless you want to be miserable for the rest of your life. That is not feminine. Going after someone to be your ATM. Have fun. You'll be in your masculine energy for the rest of your life. It is not what you think. Being feminine is not looking a certain way. It's not the nail extensions, hair extensions, eyelash extensions, the dresses. No. Being feminine is whatever's authentic to you. It's saying, F it, I want to do this because I want to do it. Whatever your authenticity is, that is your feminine frequency. That is it. Look, I'm not someone who wears pants, not because I want to appear feminine. I don't like being constricted. Okay, my thighs. I have thighs, girl. I have thighs. I work them out very extremely. And they're not comfortable in pants. So I like a flow. That's why I do it. I don't do it to perform or to look a certain way. I don't even like leggings anymore because I feel constricted. I need like little shorts so I can just move my legs. I just want to be free. Okay? Now that I'm thinking, it sounds like I have autism. I might. I mean, I definitely have a neurodivergent thing. Okay. Look, I will just say, side note, I took every autism test you can take online and every single one said I should seek a doctor. This is not what this podcast is about. We're going to just override this. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, being in your feminine energy is not a performance. It's not an act. There's not something to do. It's just an embodiment of saying, F it, I'm going to do what I want. Whatever's authentic to you in that moment, that is what you do. When you say F it, you enter this magnetic energy. You feel free. You allow yourself to receive. You allow yourself to open up to new experience. You allow yourself to see new opportunity. It pulls reality towards you instead of you chasing it. When you say F it, what you're actually saying is F the old version of me that wouldn't have gotten this opportunity, that wouldn't go for it, that would have kept herself sad and caged and lonely and upset. F the limitations that other people projected onto me and that I believed. F the story, the script, whatever I thought I had to perform or be. F the fear. False evidence appearing real. The scariest thing is fear itself, because it leads you nowhere. It leads you in a loop. F the timeline I was settling for. I choose me. I choose more. I choose better. I choose higher. I choose my heart over my head every single day. It allows you to have an identity, death, but ultimately, what does every death lead you to but rebirth? And that's the F it portal. Saying goodbye to what no longer serves you, saying goodbye to what once caged you, saying goodbye to the old fear, the old story, and just saying, I'm giving myself permission to finally receive more, see more, have more. That's really what it is. You're just opening yourself up to a different and new reality. Now, again, I want to reiterate, we're using F it consciously. We're not saying, F it, I won't be protected, and then getting pregnant. That's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying. Don't do that. That's not your intuition speaking for you to get knocked up by a stranger. Not your intuition. That's something else. Go a little bit lower. You'll find it. Trust me. We're not doing this recklessly. Thank you. Not impulsively. We're not going into debt. We are not dumb. Positive bitches are extremely intelligent and beautiful. We are not dumb. We are energetically pristine and clean. And that's how we're going to use F it responsibly. Responsibly. Because let me tell you, your heart is never going to tell you to go into debt. It's not going to tell you to have sex with a stranger. Something else will, not your heart. Yeah, thank you. When you are trying to make a decision, I want you to tune into the fear. You can imagine it. You can see it in front of you. That's the moment you say F it. When fear is trying to tell you what to do, and you're going to say, if I trusted myself fully, what would I do? That's your decision. That's your choice. That's what you're going to do. We're using this consciously, not recklessly. This is not to go into debt. Again, this is not to get pregnant by a stranger. This is not to date a loser. This is not to get yourself in a dangerous situation. This is to free yourself, not imprison yourself into a worse reality. When you're not sure what to do, you're going to take a deep breath. You're going to exhale. You're going to shake it out. And you're going to say, if I trusted myself fully, what would I do? And you're going to feel fear, and it's going to maybe sometimes cause you to feel doubt, and you're going to say, F it, I'm going to do what my intuition is telling me to do anyway. And this is what's going to collapse that overthinking loop. So you're going to breathe, you're going to ask yourself, and then you're going to decide. You're going to send the email, you're going to post the video, you're going to send in your resume, you're going to book the hotel, you're going to release the person, you're going to start the company. F it is sacred. It's sacred because it's leading you to self-trust. It's leading you to higher vibrational options, choices, people. It's not to be used recklessly. It's not to be used carelessly. It is to be used to find the whisper, the voice inside of you that's telling you your truth. Your next level is not hidden behind effort or stress or control. It's hidden behind the version of you that says, F it, I might feel doubt, I might feel afraid, but I'm ready anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm giving myself permission anyway. Maybe I don't know all the steps, but all I have to do is one foot in front of the other. F it, I'm going to do it. Every timeline you desire, it already exists in the quantum field. It's already waiting for you. But are you willing to give yourself permission to step onto it? It exists. If you haven't lived it yet, you just haven't stepped through the F it portal. So, Today, we are graciously, lovingly patient with ourselves. Yes, yes, yes. And we're saying, F it when the fear comes up. And we're going to do what our heart truly desires anyway. You did not come this far just to get this far. And I know that you are not created to live a life that you kind of like. It would be such a shame. Such a sham, such a pity. I am sending you all the love in the world. The sparkle in me always, every day, all the time honors the sparkle in you. If you are ready to quantum leap, then say F it. Book a one-on-one session with me. I will get you there. The things I have seen my clients transmute, the things I have seen my clients manifest, the things I have seen my clients do, I know miracles are real because I see them change their lives overnight. Book a one-on-one session with me. You're hearing these words for a reason. You've been feeling the pull. Say F it. Choose that intuitive cue. Decide differently and you get differently. I love you so much and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.